According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the city of Los Angeles needs over 500,000 affordable housing units to provide stability to those struggling financially. And now the impact of that shortfall is rippling all across LA County, an area home to 10 million people, creating a crisis disproportionately affecting low-income neighborhoods and people of color.
What did you eat today? You didn't eat.
I ate today.
No,
I ate today.
I don't believe you.
I ate today.
I don't believe you.
You know how that looks like Cracker Packs? The nice ones that we used to get.
Uh-huh.
The orange cracker ones.
Okay, with the peanut, uh-huh.
Yeah, I had like about 4 of those. I had a good amount of those today.
All right, we're gonna go get you some tuna.
Hey, howdy, hey. Fidget toffee.
Right.
Ana Estrada lost her apartment in this suburb of Los Angeles.
You want to grab some noodles so we have some just in case we get hungry later on?
Sure.
They have tuna here?
I hope they do. They better have my food.
We go into the store, and this is how we eat majority of the time. All right, let's go pay for this and then we can warm up the food. We go to 7-Eleven and grab like any of their cold items, and that's something that you can get with your food stamp card.
Now she and her 15-year-old daughter Joey live out of her car.
We just chill in the car and we eat. I mean, there's no problem to it. It's like, it doesn't make people any different, doesn't make us any different. Just struggling. That's about it. Bon appetit.
All right. Well, it's not pretty bad.
It's actually kind of good.
From 7-Eleven.
Yeah. It's still cold.
I know it's cold, baby. I know. Okay, you change and then I'll go change after you.
Alrighty.
I'll make sure nobody's outside.
Okay.
Most LA suburbs don't have organizations like safe parking, so Ana has to take her chances on public streets.
So you gotta get that one last rinse in.
Throughout the day, I'll try to figure out where I want to be. There's a couple of places that I go and park my car where it's really, really dark. I can't sleep because I have to make sure that we're safe. Somebody has to make sure that we're safe. You can go on your phone for 20 minutes.
Alrighty.
Ana's car was recently broken into, and she says she's also faced threats of violence.
I have a knife in my car, and I just kind of put my chair back, and whenever I hear a bump in the night, I just kind of like, look up and, make sure everything is okay.
Ana says that in just a 10-year period, her rent tripled from $1,000 to $3,000 a month, which forced her to move. She says the cheapest place she could find was $1,800, but then complications from a chronic illness, which she asked us not to disclose, resulted in her losing her full-time job as a social services caseworker. How long have you been living out of your car?
For 4 months now. In the midst of me losing my job, I got separated from my husband, and I was able to, maintain for a little while, but...
Just off savings?
Just off savings. Then it started going into my credit cards, maxing credit cards out. Then it went to getting loans, and that's where the car comes in. My car was paid off, and I was in dire need to be able to pay my rent 1 more month. So I went and got a title loan on my car, and I couldn't afford to pay my rent anymore.
You have a nice car. Like most people who look at you, hear your situation, and say, what the f***, she's driving a Beamer.
That Beamer is a 2006 Beamer. I paid for that when I was working.
Does it mean that you've fallen far?
Yeah, I have. I have definitely fallen far.
So the car was sort of like the last thing that was keeping you off the street.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying earlier that you were downtown.
Mm-hmm. Skid Row.
What did you see, and what was your response to that?
It was scary because that's the next step for me if I don't find a place, or if my car gets taken away, which I will do whatever is in my power to make sure that doesn't happen. $25 from that one. We're going to Ralph's.
Anna's medical condition makes securing a full-time job a challenge. But as she continues to search, she's been able to pick up some part-time work for a grocery delivery service. Since the work doesn't pay much, she's mostly getting by on Social Security checks, just $900 a month, barely enough to cover basic expenses like food, gas, and car insurance.
I do want to work. I miss being, I feel like I feel like I have a purpose, and I feel like my purpose, I felt my purpose in life a little bit, and I feel that there's still more to me when I was helping my families. I felt so rewarded, you know, and I feel that that's my purpose, is to help other people. I do want to work.
It's really hard. I fought so hard to try and stay here, and it just didn't work.
Melinda lost her case in court. She'll now have to relocate, and her court-ordered eviction will be public record.
We are living in a time in LA where properties are valued more than people are. No-fault eviction is legal, but a no-fault eviction is cruel. Okay, will you help me pack your shoes and things? Okay, so, sorry. Here, we're gonna put them right in here, Madeline. Okay. We were paying $1,500 a month. Okay. And we, for many years, felt extremely lucky. And that's one of the reasons we continue to stay here, because it was so affordable.
So $1,500 in Los Angeles.
Yes.
A lot of people would say, you know what, you're lucky, you've been lucky.
Yeah, absolutely, I would agree.
How much more are you going to be paying at your new temporary space?
Sure. Well, our new rent is $2,400 a month.
Wow. It's $900 more for a smaller place.
Yeah. In our case, you know, fortunately, it doesn't mean becoming homeless, but it does for many, many people. You know, it will be more challenging, but we have so many more resources than most of the people that I've met. And so that's why we continued to fight.
Like many who were issued notices to vacate without cause, Melinda was offered compensation. In her case, $5,000 and a couple months free rent. But she says the proposals were a short-term fix for her family.
I think it also makes me very aware that when I move into a neighborhood and I think, wow, this is a great deal, I could have possibly been displacing people. It may be a great deal for me because we're paying market rent or market rate rent. We don't live in a rent-controlled building, and that's really why all of this can happen. People can be evicted for no cause. Rents can be increased. There's no max. If a landlord wants to increase your rent and double it or triple it, they can do it. Legally, they can do it.
You know, there are many who would say, look, whether I'm a private individual or a large corporation, and I decide to invest a certain amount of capital into a building, this building may have cost $100,000 20 years ago. It costs $2 million now. Isn't it well within my right just to dictate what I charge because I need to recoup on my investment?
Yeah, you have a right to make money, but you don't have a right to make, or at least you shouldn't have a right to make money in America if the consequence is going to be, 50,000 people on the streets in LA County.
How much of that would you say is attributed to landlords deciding to jack up rents and evict people?
Homelessness is probably caused by a variety of factors and those factors are going to be different for every homeless person in the county. Eviction is one of them. And certainly for somebody who's about to become homeless or who is hanging on and they're trying their best to keep their housing, a big rent increase they can't afford, that is going to be the thing that that puts them on the street.
Today, nearly 1 in 3 LA County renters spend more than 50% of their income on housing.
Housing is a human right. Fight, fight, fight.
The LA County Board of Supervisors has scheduled a vote on a new rent control ordinance to temporarily cap increases at 3% in select areas of LA County and require landlords to show cause before evicting a tenant. Since 2001, over 20,000 rent-controlled housing units have been taken off the market, and if this measure passes, it will be a step toward restoring stability to some households that are at the mercy and whims of landlords and market forces.
We're here today because we want the County of Los Angeles, we want them to vote on rent freeze. It's real crucial right now because so many of our people are living in apartments and homes that are increasing each and every day. There are greedy owners, corporations out there that are running roughshod over our brothers and sisters every day. We need the supervisors to hear our voice today.
But for many, the fight for change comes too late.